This is Sam Hooper of the Institute for Justice. Maybe you've been wondering where I've been the last couple of weeks. I normally post all the time. I've been a bit quiet lately. That's because we've reached the end of the Texas legislative session, and along with a lot of other people, I've been nervously watching and waiting to see whether the governor is going to sign some of the bills that we really want him to sign that advance some of our legislative priorities here at IJ, and whether he might veto certain other bills as well. There are 20 days after the end of the legislative session, which occurred on June 2nd, for the governor to decide whether he wants to sign something into law, let it just become law automatically without his signature, or actually veto the bill. And I have some good news on housing today. So there are 3 housing bills that IJ worked in as part of our housing coalition. We were very involved in these, looking at legislative language, testifying in support of these bills in committee hearings, conducting activism, doing lots of outreach, lots of lobbying as well in support of these bills. And all of that has happily resulted in the governor signing 3 landmark pieces of housing and property rights legislation in Texas that is going to enhance private property rights and, more importantly, from a practical level, help to solve the housing crisis. The first one, Senate Bill 840, this is by Senator Brian Hughes and Representative Hefner. This is what we call a residential and commercial bill, and it's going to legalize building mixed-use and multifamily housing, particularly on any areas that are currently zoned anywhere in the city for commercial use. This is going to be great for that kind of infill development. There's often lots of underutilized commercial areas where it would be great to be able to add housing, and that will bring life to those areas, as well as just being good for private property rights. So that's now officially the law of Texas, so we look forward to good things happening there. Senate Bill 2477 is allowing office to residential conversion. So again, this is trying to breathe residential life into areas this time that are currently zoned for office use. Often these areas are underutilized. Downtowns often have big tower buildings, office blocks that aren't being fully used anymore. If you can convert some of those to residential use, not only does that increase property rights, it also makes better use of the property. It means more people live downtown, which then hopefully will attract more businesses, and you have a more revitalized area. Again, a really good bill. And finally, House Bill 24. This is valid petition reform, which is a rather dry name. It's also known as the tyrant's veto override. So at present, there's a law that's been horribly abused in cities like Austin and elsewhere, whereby if you want to do something different with your land, maybe upzone it, a small minority of your neighbors can get together and protest the upzoning that you want to do, and then that would require a supermajority of the city council to override that. That's undemocratic, unfair, and infringement on private property rights. So this bill will rectify that. It would say that a majority of your neighbors, over 60%, would have to object to the upzoning, and then a bare majority of the council is all that's needed to override it. That rebalances things in favor of democracy and property rights. 3 really good zoning bills. Thanks to Governor Abbott for signing these. This is a good victory. This is Sam Hooper of the Institute for Justice, checking in.